Excellent. Thank you, those people watching us on YouTube. This is Friday Business Seminar with Dr. John Lukomona. I'm so delighted that you're following this as live and as also as an aftermath. It is an exciting moment. We are in the series, Managing People as an Entrepreneur. We're just going to go live on Facebook and prepare people. So share the link, you sign up on the link, share the link, invite people, tell them Dr. John is alive. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Facebook. This is Friday Business Seminar with Dr. John Lukomona, where things are happening. I'm so delighted. I just want to give you time. In about 3 minutes, we'll start the show. Start sharing this clip. Those on YouTube, subscribe and share. Those on Facebook, click like and also share on the sites where you know people share in groups. Let me try to share in some other groups and invite people. That's an exciting moment. This is a beautiful program. I tell you why you should sign up on these programs. They're quite fantastic, excellent programs. Things are happening on this platform. So invite people, make them aware that Friday Business Seminar with Dr. John Lukomona is live on right now. Get to learn great things. Come on now, let's get on. We are dealing with a very important topic. This is management, managing people, and the first person to manage is yourself. This is what we are looking at. And I want you to invite people, keep inviting people, let people have a chance to listen to this. I've invited a few, so you can also help me invite many others by sharing. Those on YouTube, just click like and share the link in many places so people can join in the show. Excellent. We began looking at management. As an entrepreneur, you aren't going to work alone. You're going to work with many people. But before you learn how to manage others, make sure you also learn to manage yourself. Managing yourself is the first port of call. And I tell you the reason why. Because it is you who is involved. Chances are, as we said last week, people will copy what you do. So managing yourself, managing others begins with managing yourself. Managing what? Yourself. Or let me resume on Facebook. It's a bit of a challenge sometimes. Excellent. We are nearly there. Pretty quick, let me announce. Welcome to Friday Business Seminar with Dr. John Lukomona. And those who want to join us, it is 840-7538-7265 on Zoom. And the passcode is 451493. This is the place where you succeed, where you earn as you learn, where you run into success. We are based on the pillars of Amakaya Wing, which is promotion, education, innovation, linking, and education. These 4 pillars we stand on and create a very good strategic positioning and knowledge acquisition for our members. I want to make you aware of what's happening on the platform. The last Saturday of June this year, 2020, we are back in a physical building. It's going to be happening an annual seminar, which is on the last Saturday of June this year, from 11 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. We are going to post the details of how you can enroll on this conference on the Amakaya website and also on the Eventbrite. We are back for our Celebrating Business Connectivity and Success. This is going to be slightly different. It's going to be a round table business seminar where people showcase and also create bilateral engagement and begin to deal one with another. That's awesome. The other announcement I want to make is the Westminster Open College and the Lukomona John University, we are enrolling on all courses. We've got entrepreneurship, we've got business studies, we've got health and social care, we've got education and training, we've got public speaking, we've got sciences, mathematics, sciences, and English at all different levels. We have many other courses, including theology, faith-based. So we are enrolling. Watch this space, and please don't miss the boat. It's exciting. And during the Easter break, we're going to have an open week. And in particular, for those people who are locally based in the Midlands, you can come and visit our Warsaw Center, an innovative place we are calling the College Shop of Amakaya Winge Limited. It's awesome. We're expecting many of you to attend. It's looking good. In the week 18th all the way to 22nd, there will be a very good open week. It's fantastic. So watch this space. Don't miss out on this beautiful occasion. And before I go any further, let me make an announcement. We have reordered about 30 or 40 more new books in the college shop. These books are inspirational books for those people who are entrepreneurs or they want to break free and start trading. They want to become businessmen and women. You are already by heart. The books I have here, part 1 and 2, these are powerful books. Every Zambian is a millionaire. For those people on Zoom, you're going to see it the right way. On Facebook, it's a little upside down, but you understand the part 1 and part 2. Very powerful books. These books are very educative. They bring knowledge to you on how you can acquire knowledge through business conferences, different networking meetings, how you become equipped in running or setting up a new business, how you interact with other people, and also how you manage people who are related to you. How do you work with relationships and so forth? And I've got another book, Zambia in Prophecy. This beautiful book. Get these ones. They are in our book shop at the college shop in Warsaw. And you can also buy them online on Amazon. Just type John Lukomona and all my titles will come out from there. Excellent stuff. Now, today, I would like to continue the discussion we started last week on managing people as an entrepreneur. And I can tell you that the rules and the things that we discuss here also are applicable, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're working for somebody. In fact, the way I see it this way, if you're working for somebody, you're still an entrepreneur, you're a businessman or woman, rendering your services to an employer. And you are transacting your skills with the time that you are working. And for that kind of time transaction, you get paid for it. So which means you are actually an entrepreneur. Because when you're looking for where to work, you evaluate, you compare which conditions each of these employers have. Therefore, that's the entrepreneurial thinking. Now, to be able to succeed as an entrepreneur or we are working, it's important to know how to manage yourself. Right now, I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. And of these 7 books, I've read them. Some of them not in full, but most of them I have read them. I read a lot because knowledge makes me know what to do and do things better. And I sell knowledge. I make my living by selling knowledge. In other words, I transact. I give knowledge, I get paid for that as an entrepreneur. Now, in managing people, and that's a very important thing. Last week we said the very first person to manage in the organization that you set up is yourself. Why? Because people mimic leaders. You are a leader, whether you like it or not. What is leadership? Leadership is about influencing people to go in a particular direction as they make a decision after hearing from what you say and see what you do. I like this. Even a parent is the first leader. So if you think you are excluded in this talk, you are not, as long as you're a parent, if you're an elder brother, or in any capacity that you have people that follow you, you are a leader, which is why we need to learn how to manage ourselves. So today, I want us to go to the next level in self-management. One of the things that I recommend, very, very important, is to develop a productive routine. What is a routine? A routine is a repetitive of activities at a particular time over time. You know what you do on this day at this time, so you repeat them over time. And that creates also what we call a productive target. To develop a productive routine, it requires you to understand your business. What is your business all about? Excellent. Great to see you, Paminda. Great to see you, Paul. Great to see you, Paul, over there. Excellent. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the show. So when you have your routine developed based on the targets of things that you want to achieve, you find that they become dynamic. Anything that is dynamic is measurable, and you can measure whether you're succeeding or not. So importantly, routine development. Develop a productive routine. You must know what you do at every time. And when you employ other people, they also find the culture of routine. They know on Monday, this is what we do. And when we do this, this kind of product comes out, or this kind of service comes out. So you can measure success. But if you're too random, you don't even know what to do, you find that you're not going anywhere. The next thing is, once you create a routine, I call a productive routine, not just for the sake of a routine, you must hold yourself accountable. Not too strict in the sense that you have no breather. Here you must learn to set smart, achievable goals and make yourself accountable. It's very important, because an entrepreneur is a lonely person in most cases. You create ideas, you launch a business, you begin to involve people to deliver it. You are the best person who knows how and why this thing was set up and whom it is serving and how you want to develop it or serve people. So therefore, you must hold yourself accountable. When something happens, you must hold yourself accountable to both good progress and bad results. Hold yourself accountable. Be very honest with yourself. And when you hold yourself accountable as well, should you succeed, sometimes, and in most times, why people stay in business is because they are succeeding. If a business is not succeeding, well, it's got problems. Probably it's not the thing that you should be doing. So when you succeed, obtain very good, exceptional results, you must learn to reward yourself. This is important. Don't underestimate this. Once you reward yourself, you understand how it feels so good to achieve. Now, you ask a question, but how do I reward myself? Come on now, you know what you like. Some of you like eating in a very nice restaurant with friends or family, or as the case might be, something that you like doing, but because you are so busy running your business, you don't do it. So if you think, maybe taking a journey to I like heritage sites. Oh, I love it. Last December, before Christmas, I think we went to Salisbury. It's beautiful, to the Stonehenge. Someone would say, Doc, just seeing them rocks and all that stuff. Well, it's a heritage site. Just being there, it was lovely. So that could be a reward to yourself after you've made progress, good progress, a big milestone. Reward yourself. And another important reason why you should reward yourself, you know that you begin to develop your positive emotions, such that when you begin to work with other people or other people join your team, I guarantee you, when they perform very well, you find it easier to reward them because you do this to yourself. It's like in the scripture, the Bible, it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't know how to love yourself, how would you love your neighbor? You don't know. You got nothing. So develop that sense of rewarding yourself. Some of the rewards could be small things, but it's a signature to a successful milestone. You are managing yourself, because when your organization grows, you need to have some benchmarks. How do I make these people happy? Because they're working so hard for me. Remember, in your own profile, you used to reward yourself, so do the same to others. Another area to try and manage yourself properly is deliberately. And this is very important, deliberately create space, I mean time for innovation. You as an entrepreneur, sometimes you can be buried under a lot of work in your own business, and you find that you're just in a loop of administration, paperwork, and all that stuff, and the creativity is gone. You don't even realize that actually a competitor is edging forward. But if you create space deliberately for innovation, where you get away from the public, from the crowd, I've got a nice hiding place myself too. One of them is a spiritual place. I just go there and pray on a Wednesday. There's another place I go to. There's a lagoon here, and there's restaurants on the just by the waterfront, and there's the boats over here, and the sea is nice park and flowers, beautiful place. You just walk in there. I just some place. When I was developing the business plan for the university, that's where I went. I sat down there. I'm just relaxing. As I relaxed, ideas began dropping. I'm writing. That's very important. And I think I recommend this. Deliberately create space for innovation where you get away to reflect and come up with better ideas. For every single person, whether you're an entrepreneur or employee, try to find time for yourself. Ideas just popping like that. You see, when the brain is in a relaxed mood, that's when you think clearly. No tension, no pressure. You're seeing nature. Think about that. Paint that picture. Sitting I like by waterfront. I got a little camp chair I bought in Tamworth some time ago. You open it, you see it down there, relaxing. It's got a little groove where you can put a cup. And put my flask, put the cup there. In the flask, there's warm tea. I pour it in there. Then I relax. Suddenly, because I'm feeling relaxed in my own space, I begin to have creative ideas. I begin to reflect on how I do in my business. I like this teaching. So as a parent as well, you can do this. You can do this. Okay, let's go now. Another point, which is very important. Before I leave deliberately creating space for yourself for innovation, this also at a time when we begin to look at the next topic, working with others as an entrepreneur, where we become responsible for relationships. You can actually, because you have done this to yourself, you can actually take your team out to a similar place, similar location. Let them just become dreamers in that place. They're relaxed, enjoying their time. So it's important to be an effective person. You got to find space for yourself. In fact, with my team very soon, we're going to be going out and play some basketball in the center. I'm the champion already. I've won even before we start. Because the other time we played the game, they gave me wrong rules. I believed them and they beat me like nothing. But this time, nobody's going to beat me. I know the game. And somebody knows what I'm talking about. Great. So let's look at another point. Sometimes we ignore ourselves. If you're going to manage people, if you're going to manage your business, begin with yourself. Look inward. Introspective. This time is about you. You just want to get to know yourself. Check your personal strengths. Why it's important to check your personal strength is this. There's a skill called delegation. Entrepreneurs, we can sometimes be unfair to ourselves. We tend to do a lot of things ourselves because somehow we have the graces to do that, but it's not always the best. Once you know your strengths, other areas you can delegate. And you find that the job will be done pretty quick and efficiently because you're allowing yourself to work on the path of your strengths and allowing others to work in their strengths as you delegate work to them. Sometimes you say, oh no, I'm a perfectionist. I say, give room for people to make mistakes and they'll grow. Because if you don't let other people grow, as an entrepreneur, you end up doing everything yourself. And a day when you're not around, you need to travel and do something else, your business stands still. You don't want that situation to happen. Also, check what your values are. Values do help us to make ethical decisions, you see. For example, some people say, I can't drink chocolate. Why? Because the place where these chocolates, the cocoa, the seeds are made, are obtained from, they themselves never drink chocolate. They've never even tasted chocolate. Some people could say, no, I can't buy this piece of cloth because it was produced in a country where they use child labor. What are your values? One of the core values I have is when students finish their studies in the college, there's a component of career guidance. We sit down, we talk about how they plan to make their money, and I input in there. That's a value, a core value. I just want to make sure that everyone who learns must know how to make money. I just believe that education must enable you to make money. Because if you have education and no money is coming in, probably it's wrong education. So the very first thing I ask is, can I help you to understand the component of making money with your career? Oh, yes. Look at what values you have. What are the ethics that surround you? Because these things will form a guidance to making effective decisions. Without these values, sometimes it's very difficult for you to draw a line between which business program you can enter into or not. Another area, as you manage yourself, do you know how you work best? Do you know? I'm not talking about you just did some, oh, hey, this worked, oh, this worked, but do you really know, so that you can intentionally create that atmosphere or environment to help you work because you work in a certain way? It's very important. Check how you work. When you know how you work, you can also look at what comes out of what you do based on how you work. There are people, they are so disorganized. They don't know left from right. Things happen, so, oh, it's working. But if you can ask them to teach another person how they did it, they won't be able to tell you. It's because they do not know how they work themselves. They are too random. But as an entrepreneur, you need to have a formula. Formulas are good because you can repeat them, you can scale them up. In chemistry, of which is my first degree, there's what we call empirical formula. An empirical formula will tell you, for example, if I look at the carbon chains or hydrocarbons, they are arranged in a certain sequence, and I can make different hydrocarbons from an empirical formula. So I can scale it up. But without a formula, it's very difficult to scale things up. Somebody comes, oh, this works. How did you do it? Go to the empirical formula, how you work, and then you can extrapolate. It's also easier to review it because you know how you work. Very important, you know. Think about that. Do you know how you work? Do you know what works for you? Do you know what makes you be productive? Think about that. They're going to be very essential in developing your leadership skills as an entrepreneur or as an employee. Now, when you know how you work, there's always the open table. This afternoon, there was a meeting I was supposed to have with some of my business partners, but it was a challenge of getting everybody in the team. But I realized that one of my members was able to attend. We began talking. But suddenly, I realized that I'm in front of somebody who could be a very big key to what I want to do in the next few years. So I ask myself, what can I contribute to the next move? And what can he bring to the table? You see? So the next question is, what can you contribute as an entrepreneur for you to go to the next level, or for you to help other people work effectively in the establishment is very important. So you must know what you've got right now that can help you go to the next level, or can help the organization go to the next level. Those things are very important in managing yourself. And you are going to see that once you get to know how to manage yourself in this way, you'll be able to manage a team very, very well. I was at a meeting in Liverpool just on Wednesday, and talking about leadership. Leadership is very important. A leader is always positive and helpful. They are visionary, but very relaxed. Why? Because they are loaded with knowledge, and they can control that knowledge and give it out at the right time and in the right amount. So when you are in leadership, you've got to know what you yourself can contribute and others can contribute by observation. First, you observe yourself, what you are good at, that's what you bring to the table, so that this business can go to the next level. Only yourself can know this in your own business. I'm very skilled in many areas, and I thank God for that. Probably you might call, people would call me those days, man of many talents. You can turn at any angle, at any time. That's what some of the officers in the Boys Brigade used to say to me, and they'll laugh jokingly. But actually, there was so much truth in that. But the wisdom that God gave me now is to appropriate my talent at the right time. You understand it? So what can you contribute? What can you bring to the table? I can do administration. I can design systems. Just tell me what you think should be done. When I hold my pen and paper, I can design your system so beautifully in no time at all. It's a gift. I'm learning, of course, but it comes also with talent. Okay? So what can you bring to the table, and what can others bring to the table? We're talking about people management, and the first person to manage is yourself. A very quick announcement: the Westminster Open College and the Lukomona University, the virtual institutions, are enrolling. We've got one of the biggest courses. We want people to sign up because the industry is not shrinking anytime. It is the health and social care, level 2 and level 3 diplomas. They are on the table. Engage yourself in this. If the health sector is what you want to be in, it's a sector that is ever growing. So we are enrolling this Easter. Find a career for yourself in the health and social care sector. Ends the announcement. Now let's go back to our points. We've just looked at look inward. Say, check your personal strength, check what your values are, check how you work, and also what else can you contribute as an entrepreneur. And this can also help you to look at other people. What can they bring to the table? Now I'm going to summarize this into the following components. Get to know yourself more. Get to know yourself more. Today and yesterday I didn't go to the building. Actually, I didn't go to the office yesterday. Today's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday. Was I in the building Thursday? I don't think I was. I don't think I was. I wasn't. Get to know yourself. Getting to know yourself starts with your limitations. Your body needs rest. Very important. Some of the entrepreneurs, you overwork yourselves such that you are fatigued, you cannot think anymore. I tend to listen to my body a lot. When I feel that, like today, I really need to rest, I just relax and chill. And how I help myself not to go and do too much if I'm resting, I don't dress formal. I dress informally in the house, informally. Because we are now used to work from home. If I dress up nicely, I'm at work. Psychologically, because I'm dressed for work, I begin to pull the laptop, I begin to write this. But if I'm dressed informally, I'll relax. So get to know yourself more. These are important areas. Tell yourself it's time to rest. Don't do too much. In the other area is get to know how you learn. Very important. Get to know how do you learn. I know there's a VAC system in terms of education, the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Visual are those people who learn by seeing. Kinesthetic, those people learn by touching, and so forth. Audio, those who learn by hearing. But in this case, also we can extend. How do you really learn? As an entrepreneur, do you learn by first trying something out? When it fails, that's when you say, aha, it's not right to do this one. Are you such a cautious person who never attempt nothing until it's fully tested on the paper? There's research and surveys that you've read about this. How do you learn? Some people learn by mistakes, by making mistakes, by trying things out. Some people might not even follow a standard of, or let me do a little survey to see if people want this kind of product. They just launch it. And suddenly it works. Some people call them pragmatic. Some people are very, very careful. You have to read about it, listen to speeches. You got to know, find out how you actually learn. What makes you make a decision to do something. And picking up the point of summary, you will have to find what works for you. Very important. Oh, Charity, good to see you there. You have to make sure that you know what works for you. What works for you when you do things and this is working, stick to that. Because if you try to be like somebody else, or like to do like somebody else, and it doesn't work, why should you follow that route? Stick to what works for you and maximize. Try to improve on it. Ask yourself, why does this thing work for me? If you find that it works for you because of A, B, C, D, you can say, okay, how can I add to this A so that it becomes the bigger A? Because we are seeking for growth over time. Very important in managing yourself. I did mention, what can you contribute? Now, the question, let's flip it the other way. Ask yourself, what should I contribute? That is out of your own will. Not that because somebody has demanded that you should contribute this to the entrepreneurship program or to your business. You should ask yourself, what should I contribute? In other words, you look at the whole business, the way it is running, and you look at the bag of your strengths, the bag of things that you have. You say, okay, of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what should I contribute? Because you are looking to be a producer that can make something grow. You understand that? You are managing yourself. In this way, you also become a supplier. There's a DVD I did many years ago when I started this program of Makaya Wingi. I think that was 2006, if I remember very well. I was in Lusaka, Zambia, and at the Lusaka Hotel. And my dear friend Chiwamba Kanyama came to help me on this one. I did the program, Assets, Liability, Converting Your Liabilities into Assets. This is very, very, very important. Converting your liabilities into assets. Your question will be, what should I contribute? You contribute the positive thing that you have, and it's going to make your business grow or your organization grow. So important. The willful contribution. The one that is demanded from you from outside, sometimes you'll be half-hearted. But when you willfully say, let me put in this which I have, I guarantee you, you're going to be growing your business and your organization. And you as an individual, you also grow. Oh, I've got zero minutes remaining. I'm finishing. Let me just quickly pull this one in. Then finally, know where you belong. You're not a jack of all trades. You belong somewhere in the facade of things. And once you know where you belong, you maximize your position to excel. And people must be able to identify you by that thing that you belong to. Somebody said to me, when they went somewhere, a minister was preaching. then he mentioned, I don't know why he mentioned my name in his sermon. So John Lukomona. Now he was in a different community. Almost 3/4 of the congregation knew me. He said, oh, I beg your pardon. He said, we know that guy. Oh, then he says, surprised. How can he be known like a Coca-Cola bottle? Why? It's because I stayed on one position, education and education and education. This is a vision I've carried for many years, in which we dovetail investment. So you must know where you belong. This will define you and help you to move forward. I close with that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Grace. I can see you online. Thank you, Charity. I can see you online, and many other people I mentioned. We are now coming offline for Facebook. No, before we go, the next session will be working with others as an entrepreneur, responsibility for relationships. That's what we're going to be discussing next week. Signing off, but still present with you. This is Dr. John Lukomona, Friday seminar. Don't forget, this coming June, last Saturday, we are back physically in Warsaw and Cannock for our Celebrating Business Connectivity and Success, the biggest roundtable. Thank you so much. For those who want to join in Zoom and have a cup of tea, you're welcome. By Facebook and by YouTube for now.